media houses, our colleagues from the NEC, NWC, our colleagues from the province, the pastor. Good morning to all of you, and the SG. Good morning, all of you. I think we are here because we have been called by the ANC Women's League. I'm Buitumelo Muilwa, the member of NWC of the Women's League. I'm also accompanied here by our colleagues. I will start that side. We've got our member, Mema Magagula, who is the NWC member. And then we've got our deputy chair of the province. We've got also, as you know, we said our march is having all of us. We are working with different stakeholders. We have the deputy provincial secretary on this side, and then we also have Memuruti Waruna, our pastor of the ANC. It's here. Lastly, we have the SG of the Women's League, Menoktula Ngaba. It's here. So all of us are welcomed. We've got also our member from the Progressive Women's of South Africa, who is also our partner in what we are going to embark on Friday. So as I said, you are all welcomed. I am going to chair this session today, so that the SG can be able to engage, and you yourselves, you are also allowed to engage. SG, if I may hand over to you so that you're able to give them what we have. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Greetings to all the media houses present here, and to all other comrades from different civil society and other political formation parties and the women's formation. Thank you very much, Comrade Dumi. We are gathered here today because the ANC Women's League calls for decisive action as the country and the world observe the 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children. The 16 Days of Activism campaign is an international call for inclusive action to combat gender-based violence against women, children, and persons with disabilities. The United Nations Declaration on the Elimination of Violence Against Women defines GBV as violence against women, which encompasses but not limited to physical, sexual, and psychological violence occurring, sexual harassment and intimidation at work, in educational institutions, trafficking of young girls, forced prostitution, and other related violence towards vulnerable groups further perpetuate the scourge of GBVF. This year confirms to this global campaign for social justice towards women and children comes on the heels of a recent study by the HSRC, which found that over 7 million women in South Africa have experienced physical violence perpetrated by men in their lifetime. The world-acclaimed Institution on Human Rights, the HSRC, made compelling observations in its baseline survey on victimization and perpetration, describing the prevalence and patterns of experiences of physical, sexual, emotional, and economic GBV against women from all provinces in South Africa. It is against this background of consistent onslaught against women of this country that, as the Women's League, in collaboration with all structures of the mass democratic movement, our alliance component, the Progressive Women's Movement of South Africa, faith-based organizations, the broader civil society, and other political formations, has resolved to intensify our advocacy for the implementation and strengthening of national prevention strategies. The Women's League and our partners recommit to mobilize society beyond our social and political pursuits to march to the Union buildings on Friday, the 29th November 2024, under the theme, United for Justice, Ending GBV and Femicide in Our Lifetime. This theme emphasizes unity, justice, and the collective effort needed to address and eradicate GBV and femicide in South Africa. And we demand, among other things, the following: stricter no-bail measures for the courts, mandatory training for police and judicial officials to handle GBV cases sensitively and effectively, a review of the parole system on rape offenders, minimum life sentence for rape perpetrators, increased funding for shelters, counseling centers, and legal aid to provide holistic support for victims of GBVF. Our call for action emanates from the text of the Progressive Women's Charter of 1954, which advocated for a single society made up of both men and women with shared problems and anxieties, and therefore should join hands to remove all social evils and obstacles towards human development and evolution. It is our resolve that we demand a just and safer South Africa, where women and girls are protected, empowered, and free from violence, and therefore we further call on government to expeditiously implementation of the following: immediate deportation of undocumented foreign nationals, state to empower local vendors and to integrate them into the mainstream economic sector, stricter gun control measures and silencing of guns, immediate action on extortion and protection fee. We cannot continue to fold our arms and be silent when ESCOM threatens our communities with another form of load shedding due to technical inefficiency from its own scientific expertise. The march to the seat of government in our collective commitment to defend our children from foodborne illnesses, where the province of Gauteng alone in this year has been plagued with almost 30 fatalities of children who consumed snacks and hawker food from unregulated spaza shops and vendors. We are concerned about the effect this has on female-headed households in our country, and we hope that the government will soon find solutions to this tragic occurrence. The ANC Women's League is monitoring the issue of the trapped people who are said to be involved in illegal mining activities in Stilfontein during this period of 16 days. And we are wondering how many women are also trapped under the surface of the earth, what is happening to them, and the state of their well-being. We are thus monitoring this closely and hoping for a speedy resolve. These are just a few of our concerns, and hence the march to intensify our advocacy for implementation, and as already mentioned above. We therefore invite all patriots to join us in defense of our future and that of the generations to come as we march to the Union building. Logistics for the march are as follows. The march will take place this Friday, 29th of November, and will start at 10 a.m. Our meeting point is Beggars Park, corner Tambo Sehume and Jeff Masimule Street, Pretoria Central in Tshwane. We shall march through Nanasita and Madiba Street to Union Building to hand our memorandum of demands to the President of the Republic, and We'll have a short media briefing after the handing over of the memorandum prior to dispersing. Note that the ANC Secretary General and some national officials will form part of the march. We hope to see you all there as we continue together with all media houses with the struggle for justice in our country. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, SG. I think now we can take questions from the media houses. When you want to raise a question, I guess you will introduce yourself and then tell us which media house are you representing. I think it's our time now to do that. Are you fine? I think the SG has covered everything. If that is the case, then we are good to go as the Women's League. If there are no questions, I guess questions SG, they will wait for us to see. They will wait for the 29th. And I think after that, more questions will come. But for now, I think if we are covered, we are also happy, SG, that you have covered the space. Maybe there were questions before, but with this statement, I think you have covered whatever the media houses wanted to ask. But for now then, SG, as you can see, there are no questions. We'll wait for the questions after the match. I think we can adjourn this session just to thank all of you who honored the invite to come and have this session with us as the Women's League. We will see you at the match. Hopefully you will come, all of you, with your turkeys, with your water, with everything. But also you will be also marching, as you know, gender-based violence that has no color, has no race, has no political party. We all are affected by gender-based violence. Thank you very much.